Hi ladies, welcome back. It's a beautiful, sunny, and warm day here in Michigan. Finally. I'm taping this video at the beginning of May and it'll probably go up about 2 or 3 weeks after that. And we're supposed to have a day full of sunshine and 70-degree weather, which we have been waiting for because the last week and a half, I think we've had rain almost every day. And it's been cold and then warm and then cold and warm. We actually, Sunday night into Monday, we had snow flurries. So let me tell you, I'm excited to have some sunshine today and some warm weather. We're going to go out and do some work in our yard and get things ready because the end of May we do normally have an annual Memorial Day barbecue where we have about 50 of our friends over. So we're going to go out and work outside because now we can. But on the better side of things today, I wanted to show you one of my favorite ways to do my makeup in the spring and summer. When spring and summertime comes, I like to lighten it up. I put a lighter foundation on. I put brighter, lighter colors on my eyes, my cheeks, and my lips. And this is the look that I want to show you today that I did. And I think it's just a nice, bright, cheery summer makeup look. So I do hope that you enjoy it. I do hope that while you are here, you will consider joining my family by hitting that subscribe button, ringing the notification bell, and telling your friends about my channel. Thank you so much. Let's get started with this makeup look and how fun and bright it is. So when I think of summer makeup, I think of things that are light and bright and airy. The fall and winter make me think of colors that are more muted and a little bit deeper tone, as I talked about in my last video on my favorite summer and spring palettes. And one of those palettes was this one that I just recently got, the Pinker Times Ahead by Too Faced. I love this palette and I think it's a perfect spring and summer palette. So that's what I'm going to use today to do my makeup look. I'm not going to do anything real elaborate because in the summertime I don't. And I hope you enjoy it and I hope it gives you some spring and summer ideas on how to do makeup. Let's get started. In the summertime, I do like to try to wear primers that are a little bit more waterproof. So I got this one by Moira and I do like it. It is their waterproof peptide eyeshadow primer. So it also has skincare in it besides being waterproof. Now I have very dry lids and I'm probably, if you have oilier lids, I even put some sunscreen and moisturizer on my eyelids every morning, where I know some of my friends that have oilier skin, they don't. And they try to counteract the oils that are in their skin by using primer. But even if you have dry eyelids like I do, the primer is going to help set your eyeshadow and help it to stay on a little bit longer and help it from creasing. I do not put eyeshadow on without having an eye primer on because it will crease. Even if you have dry eyelids, it will crease. I've already done my eyebrows off camera. I used my Essence Brow Pencil and my e.l.f. Brow Wow to go in and fill in. So those are all done. Excuse my hair. It's got sleep head and workout head because I've already worked out and taken a shower and everything this morning. Okay, so we're going to start with the palette first and then I'm going to go into my face afterwards. So I brought up some of my brushes with me. I'm going to start, it does have a nice little shade here that is for under your brow. So I'm going to go in and just put this under my brow to highlight it a little bit. And I like this color in this shadow palette because it's not white. It's just like a soft flesh tone, but it's just a shade or two lighter than my actual skin tone. So it's going to help brighten up under your brow bone. Then I'm going to go in and I'm going to use this big color right here. They don't have names to them, but it's a soft peachy pink. And I'm going to use that as my transition shade. And as I said, I like to go lighter and brighter in the summer, but I like color any time of year. The pinks and the mauves are my favorite, so I wear them all year round. But this one is just going to be a little bit lighter. And I like these colors because they do build up nice. And I know my lights, I'll turn them down after I get done. They're probably washing this out, but this is leaving a perfect light peachy pink color. So I like that a lot. It's probably a little bit harder for you to tell. And I am using my BK Beauty Angie brushes today. Okay, now I'm going to go in, and I'm actually going to go in with the color that's right here that's a little bit more pink. Yeah, definitely these are, there, I put them up closer. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to use this color right here that's a little bit pinker, because the pink shades look better on me. I do wear peach, and I've said that before. I don't wear it all the time, but I like mixing them in with my pinks. And I think this palette is a good example of that you can mix. It's got a little bit of peaches and pinks in it, and you can mix both of them. I think that's why this palette is good, because they know you can mix your peaches and your pinks together. In between, I've got my Sigma switch here, so I can clean my brushes off. And then we go into the smaller one. Now I don't want to get too deep. I'm going to do a little bit of the bright pink, but I'm going to mix it with the color that's underneath, which is a little bit peachy. So I'm going to get a little bit of both colors on my brush and then tap it off. And then I'm going to deepen this just slightly. Because as I said, I'm not doing anything. I don't want it too crazy. And you're just going to blend it in. Blending is always the key, ladies. So it leaves it nice and soft. Love that. Now I've got to pick a shimmer. So let's see what we've got. Well, I guess I'm going to have to do this with my other hand. We've got this pink. We've got purple. Ooh. This one seems more like a topper. I don't know if you could see these. They're nice and light, but they've got a nice shimmer to them. The top one seems like it's more of a topper. This one's a little bit peachy pink down here, and then this one was the one that was really pink. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out with the one, and I'm going to use my fingers to apply this, that was more of the pink, and I'm going to put that right next to the edge of my other colors and just sort of blend it over the top. Then I'm going to go into the one that was a little bit more peachy pink and bring that on the center and over to almost the corner. Ooh, this is pretty. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to mix the one that was the topper with this gold. I'm going to put a little bit of the gold right in the corner, blend it up and into my pink. Oh, this is so pretty. And then I'm going to put the topper on it. Because it softens it just a little so it's not quite as gold. Oh, I really, really like this. I like how this is coming out. Now, I could have gone bold. I could have gone and used the blue that's in here or the purple. They're both very pretty. Look at these shimmers. They're soft, so they're not super pigmented. So you could put them like over the top of something and it would be just a beautiful wash of color. And I think that is something that's so nice. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave it with that for right now. because I just want something that's nice and soft. Then I'm going to take, I brought up an eyeliner pencil, if I can find it. Oh, right here. I got the Sephora, this is from the Sephora collection. This is the Sephora 12-hour color pencil, and I really like these. And this is in the color, I think it's called Flirting Game. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tightline, because I don't want to do anything dramatic. I'm going to tightline right underneath my lash line. And I really do like these eyeliners. They do seem to stay on really well. And especially in the summer, to have something that's waterproof and going to last when you're outside and you're getting hot and sweaty. This is one of the ones that I took. Strange, but we always go someplace south in the summer, and our friends are like, why are you going south in the summer? We've gone to Florida. We went to Charleston. We've gone to San Antonio, Texas in the summertime. And this year, our trip is we're going to California. So we're actually, I don't know how close we're going to be, but we're going to be close to a couple of the YouTubers that I watch and everything. So I'm looking forward to that. But because we always go south, and I will tell you, when we went to the Florida Keys, and when we went to Charleston last year, it was hot and humid. And this is one of the pencils that I took with me, and I just bought a replacement for this when they had the Sephora sale, because I love this pencil. It's nice and soft. And as you can see, I'm going over it a second time, because I always like to go over my eyes the first time. I don't know if you can see that. And then I will go over them again, and it's like it just sets them. Okay, so I've got my eyeliner on, and I've tightlined my eyes, and you can see it gives a little bit of more depth at the base of my lashes. So the mascara that I'm going to use today is the Calorie mascara. This is a tubing mascara. I love tubing mascaras, especially in the summertime. I like something that's not going to smear or flake when I get hot, and I do not wear waterproof mascaras. I try to avoid those at all costs if I possibly can, because they are very drying and damaging to your lashes. Ladies, you want to keep your lashes nice and soft and conditioned, and that's how they're going to last longer. I use the lash serum on my lashes, so right now you can see my lashes, but I have not put any mascara on them. I'm going to separate them out, but I will say I used to wear waterproof mascara, and it dried my lashes out, and it did a lot of damage to them, and they were having a hard time growing, and they were short. And I did, even when my daughter was an esthetician, I had lash extensions at one point. I would not recommend those, because they're very expensive to keep up, and also sometimes they are very damaging to your lashes as well. So I would rather do an eyelash serum and then wear good mascara, or put on false lashes, which one of the things that I am going to try, I have not tried those. I am going to try those, and I think I'm going to start out with the BK Beauty eyelashes that she just did with Risa. They've got a half lash, and I think I'm going to try that. My daughter's getting married, so I want to try something different. Like I said, I like the Calorie because tubing mascaras aren't necessarily volumizing. They're more lengthening, which I like. I don't get as dramatic on a day, like today, where I'm just going to be out and about working in the yard. Probably wouldn't have put even all this makeup on, but you never know. We may have to run up to Home Depot or Lowe's or someplace to pick up some gardening stuff. So at least it'll look good. But as you can see, this is giving length to my lashes. It's not necessarily a lot of volume, but it's going to stay on nice for me throughout the day. Okay, so I'm going to go and just flick that right off. Oops, I got another one. Okay. Nice, soft. Nice springy summer look, I think. Okay, now we're going to go on to our complexion. I'm going to use the NYX Marshmallow Primer. I do wear a primer. It seems like I wear a primer more often in the summertime if I can find a light primer. And one of my favorite ones that I've been wearing lately a lot is the one from Dermatology that has skincare in it. Oh my word, that is such a wonderful primer. Now I don't wear it every day because it is a little bit more expensive. I do like the Milk Makeup one. I do wear that as well. Their gripping one. And I think that's going to work better for me in the summer. My skin was a little bit, oops, drier in the winter, but that was hydrating, so I liked it. Okay, got our primer on. We're going to let that set for just a second. And then what I'm going to use for my face, I'm going to use the Moira Concealer. Moira is a very economical brand. You go onto their website and they have beautiful eyeshadow palettes on there, and they have a lot of different products. They have blushes and everything, but they're very reasonably priced. And I do like this concealer, and the one nice thing about this concealer is it's waterproof. And it is a full coverage concealer, so that's nice. Let me grab here real quick. And when I put concealer on, I don't go, you know, how they used to, all the way down and just put a ton of it on. Because as you get older, ladies, less is more. You do not want to put a lot on. And I'm going to use my brand new, I got this from Sephora. This is a Sephora brush. And this is their Pro Concealer brush. Every time I went into Sephora, they were out of stock when I went into the store. So when I placed my order for the sale, I was so excited to see that they had it. And as I always do, I always like to bring it up so then that lifts my eyes. And anything we can do to get an eye lift as we get older is a good thing, huh? I have my sponge. We're just going to press this in. I like how this looks. It does give nice full coverage and it stays on. Now, the foundation that I'm using is Neutrogena. Let's see if I can get this to focus in. There we go. It's the Healthy Skin Liquid Makeup. It's got titanium dioxide sunscreen, so it does have an extra SPF in it. In the summertime, I love finding sunscreens that have SPF in it. One thing I don't like, it's like a lot of drugstore brands. They don't have a pump or anything on them, so it's not quite the best for applying them, but you do what you do because I like the foundation. And then I'm just going to blend this in with my brush. And this is what I would call a light to medium coverage. It's not, you know, like a super full coverage one, but in the summertime, I don't necessarily always go for a super full coverage foundation, especially when my sunscreen that I had on, and I do have on, is my Dermatology Universal Tinted Sunscreen. So that gave me a little bit of coverage as well already, but this is covering. I have like a hyperpigmentation of red area on my face right there that definitely it's bright red and it shows up and everything. So, you know, there are some things that need to be covered up, and it covers it up pretty good. So that, to me, that's good. If I want something that's going to look light and natural and dewy, because I do have dry skin, and this does. So I'm just going to go back and press it in. Love the finish on this. So nice and light and dewy looking, and it's hydrating, and it has a physical sunscreen in it, so love that. Okay, for bronzer and contour, I'm going to use two different things. For my bronzer, I'm going to use the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Bronzer. This is a matte bronzer. It also says it's waterproof. I haven't tried swimming in it because it's been winter time, but, and then for my contour, I'm going to use this one. And I talked about this on my last Amazon. This is called the Cersul Sculpt Contour Palette. And this has got a tone in here that is definitely a cooler undertone, which is great for bronzing, or for contouring, I'm sorry, because it has that cooler undertone to it. And I do like that a lot. And you can see it's giving shading, but it's not, because I have a pinker undertone and a cooler undertone. I like my contours to be a little bit cooler. Now, if you have a warmer undertone, you can use a bronzer as a contour. But because mine is cooler, I like to use my contour, have it like a cooler contour. And again, I always go under my chin, and I go right on the edge and under, because you want to get that nice, I don't know what you call it, chiseled look. I don't know if it's necessary to call it chiseled, but it helps your chin so it doesn't have a rounded or like sagging jowl look. And if any of you are noticing, I finally got my brushes from the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale. So I was so excited to get those. It took forever. I don't know what happened to my first. They were lost, but got them. So I'm very happy. And then I always try to take it down just a little bit, because a shadow would actually be there normally, and a shadow is, but we're trying to emphasize that shadow. Okay. And then I'm going to take my L'Oreal bronzer, and I'm going to do that up at the top here, where the sun would naturally hit. So I'm not trying to necessarily contour up here when I put a bronzer on. I don't mind this being a little bit warmer, because I'm trying to put something on that's going to give me that little bit of sun kiss. Look, where the sun is coming down on your face up here, that's where the sun is going to hit. So you're going to give it a little bit of color up there. So, and it's not a lot, but it is just enough. So, and then if you wanted to do your nose, you could take your small little brush, and I have a little brush here that you can contour the side of your nose. Okay, now I did bring up my It Cosmetics, and I don't even know if they still make this. This is the airbrushed illuminizer. It's a really soft powder. And as I've said before, because I have dry skin, I don't put a lot of powder on. But I do set my under eyes just a little bit. And I will tell you, I do like this brush that I got. This was a very good recommendation. And I, wouldn't have even thought about that, because I will say that I'm not necessarily a huge fan of Morphe products. I've tried a couple of them. They're okay. They're not my favorites. But Allie Glines had recommended these brushes, and she said that they were her favorite brushes. And she always gets good results. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to give it a try. So, and this does not accentuate fine lines or wrinkles or anything. And I'm going to take a little bit of it, and I'm going to take my big Sigma powder brush, And I am just going to put a small amount on my forehead and my nose, because that seems to be a spot that, not that it's oily, but it seems to be a spot that wants to wear off a little bit easier. Got a little bit too much on there. It's a loose powder, so you gotta. Okay. And then again, I always press everything in. I think that's going to help it stay on so much better if you press everything in and help it to mesh with your skin. Okay. Now, for blush, I brought up two things because I couldn't decide what I wanted to do. So I brought up my Flower Beauty, my Gel Crush, and I got a nice pink shade. So I think I'm going to put that up first, and then I might set it. And I'm just going to use my fingers to press this in. And that's the nice thing about these. You can just use your fingers, and it's to press them in. So these are nice to carry with you because these say these are cheek and lip. So you can get, if you just have this in your purse or in a bag at work, and today you could just touch up, add a little bit of pink to your cheeks, which I think is great. Okay, and then I brought up this little Sephora eyeshadow that I got, and it's one of those brighter purpley pink eyeshadows. Get it open here. Oh, it's gonna pick up the color. So I thought I would just take this. It's not very pigmented, I will tell you that. These are not very pigmented, but I think it's something that I can just lightly put over the top of my cream blush, and it's going to help set it. And especially if you have oilier skin, these are good. I guess it does have a little bit more pigment, and that's probably because it's over the other one. But I like this. Okay, I'm going to run downstairs really quick. I'm going to fix my hair, put on some jewelry, and I will be right back. We'll do our lips, and we'll be done with our look. See you in a bit. Okay, I'm back. I went and put some earrings on, fixed my hair so it looks a little bit better than it did, not quite as sticking up all over the place. So the last thing that I have to do for this look is to put on some lipstick. I brought up two different items today. I brought up my Revlon. This one is a little bit pinker, which it's always my favorite. And then I brought up this from Sephora that I got on the Sephora sale. And this one is really nude. I'll see if I can get these two to swatch. Okay. So as you can see, the Sephora one on top here is definitely a nuder color. And then the one on the bottom, which is the Revlon, is pink. So either one would go perfect with this. I can do either or, and I think that we would get a nice little look there. So let's try them on. Let's just do this. Let's go. That's the nude, which is pretty, and it is very light and natural looking. I have a visitor in here. You can hear him jingling around the office up here. Very neutral, So I like that. Okay, let's try and take that off. And let's see what the pink looks like. And that's the pink. And I think either one of them would look fine. They're both very soft colors and muted colors. So I think what I'm going to do, I am going to do, I think the pink. So I brought up an Urban Decay eyeliner with me. Well, maybe not. This is the Urban Decay 24/7, and this is in the shade Naked. And Naked is a very nice neutral. It's like a pinky peach nude. So this is going to go with either one of those. I did also bring up the Sephora lip liner that goes with that other lipstick, just because I wanted to be prepared. So by putting a little bit of a nude lip liner on with this pink, and I smeared it in just a little, it gave it like a peachy nude look to the lips. So this is my completed look. What do you think? I think it's nice, it's soft, it's bright for summer. It makes me happy, and I think it's perfect for the day that we're going to have here in Michigan today. We're going to have sunny, 70-degree weather, so I'm happy. And by the time this video goes up, hopefully we will be having sunny and like 75 or 80-degree weather by the time the end of May comes up. So this is going to probably air the last week in May. So I try to tape 2 or 3 weeks ahead of time just in case anything happens, as I've told you before, which was a blessing when I broke my arm because I didn't get to tape 1 week. So with that, I do hope that you enjoyed this video. I do hope that while you are here, you will consider joining my family by hitting the subscribe button, ringing the notification bell so you're notified anytime I put up a new video, and giving it a big thumbs up. Leave some comments down below. What is your favorite summertime look? What do you do just for casual summer days? Do you put everything on? Or do you do like what I do sometime, a one and done with a little bit of liner and mascara, and I'm out the door? Let me know. And let me know what other kind of videos you'd like to see. I am planning on doing an upcoming one in the next week or two on some of my favorite sunscreens. I'm going to go out and try some new sunscreens and see what I think about them. And I will give you my opinion on those. Thank you again so much for joining me. I do hope that you go out and have yourself a wonderful, blessed day. And I'll see you again in the next video.